a lot of workers know about these kind of things? You know, where in communities are they deployed to have that link between the government and the workers?
The concept is that they need to be deployed in every ward. There are vacancies in quite a number of wards as we speak. But largely, the concept is that every ward should have a community development worker who then becomes the interface between government and the people of that particular ward. We have over 3,000 of them, although the gathering today is only 500.
Yeah.
So part of the work that we have been doing today will then go back into the provinces where we will have many meetings of this nature, where we'll then get the whole cohort in each province of the community development workers. What we're looking at is the President has just delivered his State of the Nation address. The budget has been delivered. There's also the hanging National Development Plan. And we then decided to have, the first one was supposed to have been last year. And we got a date late, so we decided that this year, immediately after the budget speech, we could then call them in. And basically is to say, this is what the State of the Nation address was about. This is what the President says. Implementation is therefore going to be based on what the State of the Nation address says. Yeah. But that is coupled with a budget for implementation. So that they'll then be able to go back to communities to unpack what the State of the Nation actually means in terms of service delivery, but what is it supported by? It is supported by a budget that looks into the following matters. There are areas where the budget has been cut. That's the information that we need to be informing our communities about. Because we move from the premise that people are inherently stable, they are reasonable. They only become unreasonable when there is no information to work on. Yeah. So as long as the community development workers do not interface and interact periodically and vigorously with our communities, that gap where information is not available will always be there.
Yeah, and it gets lost. It does get lost in the pipeline. But how are community members made aware of the presence of these workers?
We have been going out on road shows, and in some instances people will say they don't know about it. We go on the community radio stations and we talk about the presence of this grouping. But we have, part of what we'll be discussing today and tomorrow is to make sure that they find time to mobilize within the ward committees for them to do door-to-door campaigns, strictly on informing people about the services of government, how to access them, where government is going. For instance, if a particular area is not going to have houses built for the next financial year, that information needs to be shared with the people. And I can tell you, Leanne, I don't think we'll find these service delivery protests if people actually know what is going on and they know that their turn will come. I'm sure there'll be a bit of patience with that regard.
I said in the introduction that President Thabo Mbeki was the first to introduce these kind of workers. How effective has it been?
I can't say it's been that effective. It's almost 10 years now, and we're injecting a new ethos. We are signatories of the Open Government Partnership as South Africa. It's an international organization made up of quite a number of things, 57 countries, of which South Africa is a founder member. Now there are 8 founding members, all who sit on the steering committee of the Open Government Partnership. Now the OGP enjoins us to look at matters relating to civic participation and consultation, openness, transparency, accountability, and good governance. So that's part of the reason why we are trying to revive this cohort of people to ensure that they do what we have said we would be doing in our commitments in the OGP. But preceding that, we have the Africa Peer Review Mechanism, which is also about good governance, accountability, transparency, and civic participation. So it's the same kind of ethos, except that it's located in different parts of the world. The one is continental, the one is global. So we are really saying we're taking our role very seriously of interacting with communities and consulting on the things that we do as government so that we can get feedback, which will then feed into the planning cycle of government. All right,
very quickly, the meeting today, what are the key issues to be discussed?
Well, President is going to be talking to the CDWs. I think first and foremost, he just needs an interactive session with them where they will be talking to him. He has a photo session with all 9 provinces, and then he'll be delivering a speech. And the speech really is about communications. It's about being in touch with your people. It's about the Know Your Rights campaign that we embarked upon a year and a half ago, getting feedback on where it is and what it is that needs to be done. they'll be talking, I can guarantee you they'll be talking about lack of resources, for instance. Those are the matters that will come out from the floor from the community development workers. He'll be talking about the National Development Plan and its implementation and the role of the community development workers.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us here on Morning Live. Deputy Minister of Public Services and Administration, Ayanda Dlodlo. Thank you.
Thank you.